Box showed up, but it got beat to shit. Well, what we got up in here? Box showed up and it got beat to crap. Looks like we got the BuildTak FlexPlate for the Raise3D Pro2. Okay, today we're going to show how to install the new BuildTak FlexPlate system. So I have my my build plate here for my Raise3D Pro2. While cleaning it earlier today, I took a little chunk out of it. So yeah, BuildTak, I'm gonna need another one of those. But from this, I believe it doesn't say it on here. If you pull your original build plate surface off, since I've got the chunk in it, I'm gonna go ahead and peel this one off as we're going to lay another one down. So I don't like that chunk being in that surface. I know that with the thickness of the new plate that's going on top, it'd probably be fine, but I am a pessimist and we're going to go ahead and peel this off, clean the surface down. As you can see, there's that little hole that was popped through just with trying to get it clean before doing this evening, but well, it happened. So we're gonna take this off this original plate, which had a Raise3D logo on it. It's original BuildTak. So we're gonna lay that to the side and let me grab a piece of cleaning agent here so we can wipe this down with a little bit of cleaner to make sure the surface is nice and clean. The BuildTak instructions state, start by placing the magnetic mounting base on your printer to verify that it'll fit your bed, which I've already done. This will make sure that your bed print is clean and free of debris. Use the pull tab to remove clear liner from magnetic mounting base to expose the adhesive. So what they're talking about, this is the plate they're talking about. This is the back area where it says nicely pull, remove clear liner before adhering to the build plate. So you just want to line it up, and assuming it goes this way, that things that I'm not really keen on is these little cutouts that they have, which are gonna take away from your build surface. Here, there's cutouts here as well. So you're going from a 12 by 12 and you are losing what, about an inch on top and an inch on the bottom for your build surface. BuildTak, I don't like that. You're gonna have to do something about that. I don't know why you incorporated it like that. Maybe it was made for a specific printer that has rods, Z-rods maybe, that go there, but you really need to make another one that does not have that. I don't like losing print size because I print as large as I can, as much as I can at one time. So that does concern me. I'm gonna try to work around it, but we'll see what goes from there. So we're going to again make sure that this surface is clean. We're going to peel and remove this clear surface. So keep in mind that the surface is going to be sticky underneath, so you're going to get your fingers stuck, and you want to try to keep the material underneath as sticky as possible. So I guess just peel a little. Well, that didn't work out too well. Peel little by little from one corner to the next, and try to do it without putting too many fingerprints into the adhesive. Alright, so there. Make sure the surface is clean, and we're going to lay it down. That's the only way it fits, because it's not going to fit that way. It's going to fit in this direction, so we're going to carefully sure it's in as squared as possible, and as even as possible for the plate. As you can see, when you lay it down, you lose all this surface here, and you lose these surfaces over there. You know what? No, I'm wrong, because this is just this, and this is gonna lay on top of it. So yeah, we can take that back. Sorry, BuildTak. So this lays down here. We want to try to make sure it's smooth and even. I guess I should have looked at that a little closer before I called BuildTak out on losing space. Sorry. So we're going to get that there. And what's printed on here is do not exceed 120 degrees actual surface temperature. That's my understanding, is they don't want you to go any higher than 120 degrees on the bed surface, which 105 is about maximum you want to go on bed surface for most materials. Anyway, secondly, position and align the magnetic mounting base over the print bed, which we just did. Press firmly to adhere. Start at one end of the base, work your way to the other, ensuring the magnetic base is flat and completely adhering to the print bed. Done. Nice and flat. Now, thirdly, wipe down your bare flex plate, which this is what they're talking about, the bare flex plate. They also tell you to remove the caution sticker before doing so. Remove this label before using. This just tells you, hey, it's gonna be hot. Put that to the side, and again, we're gonna wipe all this down. And I'm assuming, because it doesn't really show it in the picture, I'm assuming that this surface where it's got the name etched in it, which is probably laser etched, is probably in the upward position. Again, doesn't say it, but we're gonna assume that's the way it goes. Clean this down. Make sure that that surface is clean of debris and fingerprints and blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna move this to the side for a minute. And we're gonna bring this to us and try to lay down this other BuildTak sheet onto it. Now, I did lay this on top of this earlier, and like the original sheet, it does kind of overlap just a little bit, so I think I'm going to pull these two out of the way so that if it does overlap, that adhesive is not going to grab onto those. Clean this down really good. Seems to be fine. Now, we're supposed to peel this back sheet off. Let's see if I can get a good corner. Wow. Definitely for someone with nails, because this is not easily. Wait a minute. There we go. Hang on. Got a corner. Got a corner. I got it. So we're gonna peel this back again. There's a lot of adhesive on the front, and as you're peeling it, you can feel the static electricity in this. We're gonna see it pull that together. So this material will not seat but one way, which was this direction. So we are going to ever so carefully lay this down, ensuring, yes, that's the right direction, which is funky because this BuildTak logo is going to be facing this way and the etch stuff is facing this way, so it doesn't even line up. If you do it this way, it doesn't fit right. There's that. You can see it's off by about 1/4 of an inch if you try to do it in that direction. So it's got to be in this orientation. So we are going to try to ever so gingerly lay this down. And so lining it up, eyeballing it. It will come back up, but you want to try to get it as perfect as possible. Still not perfect. Yeah, gotta be just right. So try to get it again. That is about as good as I can get it. I know it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Just a little off, not by much. Got a little bit of an edge there. And they say to use a credit card or something to get the bubbles out if you have bubbles. And unfortunately, I've got a couple bubbles. So that wasn't perfect, but should be able to get those out. So carefully lay this down, ensuring, yes, that's the right direction, which is funky because this BuildTak logo is going to be facing this way and the etch stuff is facing this way, so it doesn't even line up. If you do it this way, it doesn't fit right. There's that. You can see it's off by about 1/4 of an inch if you try to do it in that direction. So it's got to be in this orientation. So we are going to try to ever so gingerly lay this down. And so lining it up, eyeballing it. It will come back up, but you want to try to get it as perfect as possible. Still not perfect. Yeah, gotta be just right. So try to get it again. That is about as good as I can get it. I know it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Just a little off, by much. Got a little bit of an edge there. And they say to use a credit card or something to get the bubbles out if you have bubbles. And unfortunately, I've got a couple bubbles. So that wasn't perfect, but should be able to get those out. I have to pull it up again and lay it back down. Yeah, it's got a little too many bubbles for my liking. So people have asked how much extra gap does this leave. I measured it with a micrometer, and the total system adds 3 millimeters of height. So you're gonna have to adjust your bed if you don't have a automatic leveling system. You're gonna have to adjust it a little bit over 3 millimeters and then adjust your Z down. Yeah, I don't like the amount of bubbles that's left there, so I'm gonna have to bring this up, and hopefully we won't mess up this BuildTak sheet or its adhesive nature. I have to bring this up. That's just way too many bubbles. It seems to come up pretty easily. Seems to come up pretty easily. But as we all know, it just takes a little bit of a variance in your bed to make a lot of variance in your height. We're gonna try to lay this down. Without any bubbles this time. Just slowly working it towards the corner. Okay, much better. That's how it needs to be done. I don't see any bubbles there. No. Yeah, that looks good. And again, I lost a little bit here and I lost a little bit here, but we'll see how it goes. And as you've seen, you can pull this back up and lay it back down without too much effort. And from here, it says to attach FlexPlate to magnetic mounting base, re-level your print bed, and ensure that the nozzle height is properly set. Once you get done with that, is where you see the lovely where they flex it and pop it. So once you get that, this is supposed to lay magnetic force. You're supposed to line it up on there, and I think again this is the orientation of the print bed. Yeah, that's your orientation. And let's see, anything make it easier, anything see, it's a little off here, a little off there. Make sure this is not the right orientation. I think this is where it leaves it. Yeah, that leaves it a little short. So again, BuildTak, your logo here, which you would think it would go here, doesn't. To actually line it up correctly on this bed, on there, it has to go in that direction. And so I'm probably OCD enough that I'm going to pull this back up and try to lay this thing down and edge it exactly. But that's how they say to do it. Yeah, that surface where it leaves you little chunks on the sides, where they take these pieces out on the corners. What I don't like is that when this is on here, one, it's not the easiest thing to line up perfectly when it's on there. It leaves you with flex there where the gap is. So if you print, see the lovely where they flex it and pop it. So once you get that, this is supposed to lay magnetic force. You're supposed to line it up on there, and I think again this is the orientation of the print bed. Yeah, that's your orientation. And let's see, anything make it easier, anything. See, it's a little off here, a little off there. Make sure this is not the right orientation. I think this is where it leaves it. Yeah, that leaves it a little short. So again, BuildTak, your logo here, which you would think it would go here, it doesn't. To actually line it up correctly on this bed, on there, has to go in that direction. And so I'm probably OCD enough that I'm going to pull this back up and try to lay this thing down and edge it exactly. But that's how they say to do it. Yeah, that surface where it leaves you little chunks on the sides, where they take these pieces out on the corners. What I don't like is that when this is on here, one, it's not the easiest thing to line up perfectly when it's on there. It leaves you with flex there where the gap is. So if you print every square centimeter that you can on your build plate, you're going to have a surface that there's a fair amount of restriction because that metal plate is not incredibly malleable, but there's a little bit of a give in those corners. Not much. We'll see how it prints from there. So we are going to throw this on and see. It adds a fair amount of weight to that build plate, a pretty good amount. So that build plate, now that it's all together, the micrometer, it measures out at right at 6 millimeters. Yeah, right at 6 millimeters. Again, so it originally was right about 3 millimeters, and this whole surface kit adds another 3 millimeters to it. I wish it lined up easier. I wish there was some way that it only went one direction. I wish that the BuildTak was in the proper direction with the rest of it, but I know that this kit is not just for the Raise3D Pro2. It's for any bed that's a 12 by 12. But yeah, first world problems, first world complaints. So we'll see how it prints. I'm going to take it in after I readjust this surface plate and get it dead on. We'll readjust on the Z height, and we'll see how she prints. I'll let you know. Take care. Alright, so we got our BuildTak system in. Thank you, Printed Solid. Thank you, Randolph, for getting me this quickly. I've got my bed heated up to 105. Got my extruder heated up. I set it at 220. Of course, you'll have to do your manual adjustments on your screw here. I had to turn that sucker about 6 turns to the right to get it. My first inclination was, oh, 3 will be fine, and well, I tried it and I was off. So I'm gonna need to order another BuildTak top plate just for that, because yeah, I was off. So turn that sucker about 6 or 7 times to the right before you do so. I've already done my calculations, and with my feeler gauge, I'm good. We're gonna do, of course, home all, okay. It's gonna come up and it's gonna come back down. I don't use a piece of paper, I use an actual feeler gauge. I have a certain setting that I set it to because I print with a raft, and it's a little thicker than what most people print at, and so it's going to come down, and with our feeler gauge we're going to drop it up underneath our nozzle so that there's just a slight resistance, which there is, and that is where I want to set it at. So I'm going to try to print with this without any Elmer's purple glue stick like I use all the time. Folks, this stuff works. I know there's other stuff out there, but I haven't really tried it. Maybe there's some stuff out there that works a little bit better, but for me this stuff works really well. Might try the other stuff if I could get some in. With as much printing as I do, I go through 30, 40 of these a month, if not more, sometimes 60, because I print a lot. So I'm going to try to print without any glue stick, and then we'll see how it goes. Again, thank you, Printed Solid. Thank you, Randolph. And we'll see how she goes. I'll let you know.